Have you ever wondered why the love you seek often feels just out of reach? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating insights of Carl Jung, who believed that the love we attract changes dramatically when we stop desperately needing it. You'll discover how your mindset and emotional state can influence the relationships you draw into your life. Understanding this concept is crucial because it can transform not only your romantic life, but also your overall happiness and self-worth. By the end of this video, you'll gain valuable knowledge on how to shift your perspective, allowing you to attract healthier, more fulfilling connections. Are you curious about how letting go of neediness can lead to deeper love? Join us as we delve into this intriguing topic and uncover the secrets to building stronger, more authentic relationships. Don't miss out on the chance to change your love life for the better. Neediness in relationships often manifests as an intense desire for constant reassurance and validation from a partner. Picture this: someone who feels compelled to check their partner's phone, overwhelmed by the fear of losing their love. This behavior is not just a minor annoyance. It can create a toxic environment, pushing the very love they crave further away. The irony is that the more one clings to their partner, the more suffocating it becomes, driving a wedge between two people who may genuinely care for each other. But what if there's a way to transform that neediness into a strength, creating a magnetic attraction instead of an emotional repulsion? To understand the roots of neediness, let's explore the underlying mindset. Many individuals approach relationships with a scarcity mentality, convinced that love is a limited resource they must compete for. This belief leads to anxiety and desperation, manifesting in behaviors that only serve to alienate potential partners. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, fosters the belief that love is plentiful and that one is inherently worthy of it. When you embrace this perspective, you begin to approach dating not from a place of fear, but from confidence and openness. Imagine someone who once felt they had to settle for less than they deserved, only to realize that by valuing themselves, they opened the door to healthier, fulfilling relationships. Carl Jung's insights into human psychology further illuminate this transformation. Jung introduced the concept of projection, suggesting that we often attract partners who reflect our own emotional states. For instance, consider a person who constantly seeks validation. They may find themselves in a cycle of toxic relationships, drawn to partners who mirror their insecurities. The breakthrough occurs when they recognize that the key to better relationships lies within themselves, waiting to be unlocked. By addressing their own emotional needs and cultivating self-love, they can shift their relationship patterns entirely. Self-worth plays a pivotal role in breaking free from neediness. When individuals learn to appreciate and love themselves, they elevate the quality of the relationships they attract. Take, for example, someone who embarked on a journey of self-discovery, exploring their passions and interests. Through this process, they not only learned to cherish their own company, but also uncovered their true desires and needs in a partner. With newfound confidence, they entered the dating scene not as someone desperate for love, but as someone who radiated positivity and self-assurance. The love they had always sought was simply waiting for them to believe in themselves. Practical steps are essential for anyone looking to let go of neediness. Focusing on self-care, engaging in hobbies, and nurturing friendships can create a fulfilling life independent of romantic relationships. Imagine a person who dedicated time to personal growth, prioritizing their well-being and passions. As they flourished, love entered their life unexpectedly, not because they were seeking it desperately, but because they had become a magnet for genuine connections. But how do we maintain this newfound confidence when we start dating again? Setting healthy boundaries is vital for fostering respect and security in relationships. Clear boundaries can lead to healthier dynamics, allowing both partners to feel safe and valued. Picture a scenario where a couple openly discusses their needs and limits. This communication fosters a deeper understanding and respect for one another, ultimately strengthening their bond. What if setting boundaries could actually bring you closer to the love you desire? As we delve into the next stages of this journey, remember that embracing vulnerability is equally important. Opening up about fears and dreams can create genuine connections, leading to deeper bonds. Yet it's crucial to balance vulnerability with self-respect, ensuring that emotional openness doesn't lead to unhealthy dependency. As we conclude this exploration of neediness, remember that attracting love is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process of self-discovery and growth, for every step you take brings you closer to the love you truly deserve. What steps will you take today to attract that love? Shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset in relationships can be transformative, allowing individuals to attract love rather than chase after it. Many people operate under the belief that love is limited, leading to behaviors driven by fear and neediness. This scarcity mindset often manifests in insecurities, such as constantly seeking validation from partners or fearing abandonment. Imagine a woman named Sarah, who always felt she had to compete for her partner's attention. She would frequently text him, worried that if she didn't stay in constant contact, he might find someone else. This neediness pushed him away, leaving Sarah feeling more isolated and desperate. Now, let's think about what happens when someone shifts to an abundance mindset. Instead of believing that love is something to be fought for, they start to see it as something that flows freely and is available to them. This change in perspective can have profound effects. Sarah, after reflecting on her experiences, realized that she didn't need to cling to her partner to feel loved. She began to focus on her own interests and passions, discovering that her self-worth didn't depend on someone else's attention. As she learned to appreciate her own company, she naturally attracted others who shared her newfound enthusiasm for life. Believing you are worthy of love is a crucial step in this transformation. Many people might wonder, how can I believe I'm worthy when past relationships have left me feeling inadequate? The answer lies in recognizing that self-worth is not defined by past failures, but by your inherent value as a person. Consider the story of Mark, a man who had been through several unsuccessful relationships. He often felt unlovable and settled for partners who didn't treat him right. However, after engaging in self-reflection and personal growth activities, he began to see himself through a different lens. He started to engage in activities that brought him joy and fulfillment, which boosted his confidence. As a result, he attracted a partner who valued and respected him for who he was. This shift is not merely theoretical, it's backed by psychological principles. Studies show that individuals with a strong sense of self-worth tend to have healthier relationships. They set clear boundaries and communicate their needs effectively, which fosters mutual respect. This is important because many people don't realize that when they settle for less than they deserve, they are often projecting their feelings of inadequacy onto their partners. If we look back at Sarah, we see that once she embraced her self-worth, she was able to attract a partner who appreciated her for who she was, leading to a healthier and more balanced relationship. As you begin to adopt an abundance mindset, you might ask yourself, what practical steps can I take to reinforce this belief? Start by practicing self-compassion. Each time you find yourself doubting your worth, remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Write them down if necessary. Engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself, whether that's exercising, pursuing a hobby, or volunteering. Surround yourself with supportive friends who uplift you and remind you of your value. But how do we maintain this newfound confidence when dating again? It's essential to remain grounded in your self-worth. Approach dating with curiosity rather than desperation. Remember, the journey of attracting love is about discovering yourself and what you truly desire in a partner. The moment you start to feel the old habits of neediness creeping back, take a step back, breathe, and reconnect with your core beliefs about yourself. Ultimately, embracing this mindset shift is about understanding that love is not a limited resource. Instead, it is abundant and flows to those who recognize their worth and embrace their individuality. The love you seek is not outside of you. It is a reflection of how you view yourself. The journey may be challenging, but the reward is a deeper connection with yourself and, in turn, with others. As you continue on this path, remember that the love you truly deserve is waiting for you to believe in yourself and step into your power. Carl Jung, a renowned psychologist, introduced the concept of projection, which explains how we often attract partners who reflect our own emotional states. This idea can be particularly powerful in understanding our relationships. Imagine a person who feels insecure and seeks validation from others. Instead of attracting a nurturing and supportive partner, they may find themselves in a series of toxic relationships that only reinforce their feelings of inadequacy. This cycle can be disheartening, but what if the key to attracting healthier relationships lies within ourselves. To illustrate this, let's consider the journey of Sarah, a young woman who yearned for love but often found herself in relationships that left her feeling empty and unappreciated. Sarah had a habit of overlooking red flags, believing that if she just tried harder to please her partner, she could earn their love. However, her neediness only pushed potential partners away. They sensed her desperation and often responded with indifference or dismissiveness. As Sarah explored Jung's ideas, she began to understand that her relationships mirrored her internal struggles. Each partner was a reflection of her own fears and insecurities. She realized that by projecting her need for validation onto her partners, she was inadvertently attracting people who were equally lost, creating a toxic cycle. This epiphany marked the beginning of her transformation. Sarah decided to embark on a journey of self-discovery. She started by recognizing her own worth, understanding that she was deserving of genuine love and respect. She practiced self-reflection, journaling her thoughts and feelings, and gradually began to shift her mindset. Instead of seeking validation from others, she learned to validate herself. This shift was not easy. It required patience and self-compassion. However, with time, Sarah began to feel more confident and grounded. As her self-worth grew, so did her ability to attract healthier relationships. She met David, who was emotionally intelligent and supportive. Unlike previous partners, David respected Sarah's boundaries and appreciated her for who she was, not for what she could offer him. Their relationship flourished because it was rooted in mutual respect and understanding, rather than neediness or desperation. Sarah's journey illustrates the profound impact of looking inward and addressing the emotional baggage we carry. This transformation is not just anecdotal. Research supports the idea that self-worth significantly influences our relationships. Studies show that individuals with high self-esteem are more likely to engage in healthy relationship behaviors, such as setting boundaries and communicating effectively. When we recognize our own value, we naturally attract partners who reflect that same level of respect and appreciation. To those still feeling lost in the cycle of unhealthy relationships, it is essential to understand that change begins within. Embracing Jung's insights provides a pathway to better understand the dynamics at play in our connections with others. By shifting our perceptions and recognizing our intrinsic worth, we can break free from patterns that no longer serve us. As we reflect on Sarah's journey, consider how your own emotional state might be influencing your relationships. Are you attracting partners who mirror your insecurities? What if the love you seek is waiting for you to unlock it by believing in yourself first? This process of self-discovery is not just about finding love. It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly deserve. And as we move forward, we can explore how this newfound self-awareness can help us build even stronger, more fulfilling connections. The connection between self-worth and the quality of relationships is profound and transformative. Many people overlook this critical factor, believing that love comes from external validation. However, true love starts from within. Consider the story of Sarah, who, after years of feeling unworthy and settling for less, embarked on a journey of self-discovery. Initially, she dated anyone who showed interest, often compromising her values and happiness. But everything changed when she decided to focus on herself. As Sarah invested time in self-care, she began to explore her passions, take up painting, and even joined a local hiking group. This newfound love for herself illuminated her path. It wasn't just about finding a romantic partner, but about creating a fulfilling life that she truly enjoyed. Sarah realized that when she prioritized her happiness, her self-worth flourished. This shift in perspective was the turning point. She no longer felt the desperation to find love, but instead attracted it naturally. Self-worth is intrinsically linked to how we perceive ourselves and, consequently, how others perceive us. When we believe we deserve love, we set a standard for the type of relationships we will accept. Think about it. When Sarah began to love and respect herself, she no longer tolerated disrespectful behavior. This newfound confidence attracted healthier relationships that were built on mutual respect and admiration. Many might wonder, how do I start to build my self-worth? The answer lies in small, everyday actions. It could be as simple as practicing gratitude, acknowledging your accomplishments, or surrounding yourself with supportive friends. Each positive action reinforces the belief that you are deserving of love. For instance, when Sarah began keeping a gratitude journal, she started appreciating her strengths and recognizing the love she had for herself. This daily practice became a foundation for her self-worth. Moreover, the concept of self-love is often misconstrued as being selfish or narcissistic. In reality, loving yourself allows you to be more present and open in your relationships. Sarah's journey exemplified this. Her self-acceptance made her more empathetic and understanding toward others. As she became comfortable in her own skin, she was able to connect with others authentically, fostering deeper connections. But what happens when you encounter setbacks or moments of doubt? It's essential to remember that self-worth is not a destination, but a journey. There will be ups and downs, and that's perfectly normal. The key is to remain patient and compassionate with yourself during these times. Sarah faced challenges, like moments of insecurity, but each time she reminded herself of her worth, she grew stronger. Now let's return to the beginning of Sarah's story. Before her transformation, she was constantly seeking validation from others, feeling unworthy and alone. Fast forward to the present, where she is now in a fulfilling relationship built on mutual respect and love. The contrast is striking. She evolved from a place of neediness to one of empowerment. So, could it be that the love you seek is just waiting for you to believe in yourself? Sarah's story might just be the inspiration you need to start your journey. The love you desire is not out of reach. It's waiting for you to recognize your worth. By embracing self-love, you open the door to authentic relationships that truly enrich your life. Remember, the love you seek begins with you, and the journey to self-discovery is the first step toward attracting the love you truly deserve. Letting go of neediness is a transformative journey that can lead to deeper connections and fulfilling relationships. To truly embrace this shift, it's essential to focus on practical steps that foster personal growth and self-love. One effective strategy is to prioritize self-care. Imagine a person named Sarah who, after a difficult breakup, recognized that she had been relying too much on her partner for happiness. Determined to change, she started dedicating time to herself, engaging in activities she loved, like painting and hiking. Over time, Sarah discovered that when she filled her own cup, she felt more confident and secure. This newfound joy radiated into her interactions, making her more attractive to potential partners. Alongside self-care, nurturing hobbies is crucial. Hobbies not only serve as a distraction from loneliness, but also provide a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. Consider Tom, who always wanted to learn guitar. After committing to his passion, he not only improved his skills, but also met others who shared his interests. Through these connections, he began to form friendships that were genuine and supportive, which ultimately helped him approach dating from a place of abundance rather than neediness. When you engage in activities that make you happy, you naturally attract others who appreciate you for who you are, not just for what you can give. Strengthening friendships is another vital step. Surrounding yourself with supportive friends creates a solid foundation, helping to reinforce your self-worth. Think about Lisa, who found herself in a cycle of toxic relationships. After recognizing the pattern, she shifted her focus to her friends, spending quality time with those who uplifted her. This allowed her to build a community that celebrated her strengths and encouraged her growth. When Lisa eventually began dating again, she did so with the confidence that she was loved and valued, regardless of her relationship status. But how do we maintain this newfound confidence when we start dating again? The key lies in continuous self-reflection and practice. As you enter the dating scene, remind yourself of your worth and the lessons learned during your journey of self-discovery. It's normal to feel nervous, but remember that you're not seeking validation from others. Instead, you're sharing your authentic self. This mindset shift can be incredibly liberating. Now, reflecting on Sarah, Tom, and Lisa, we see a common thread. Their journeys were not just about finding love, but about becoming whole individuals first. This transformation from neediness to self-sufficiency is a powerful narrative. Each of them faced challenges, but through dedication to self-care, nurturing hobbies, and strengthening friendships, they blossomed into confident individuals, ready to share their lives with others. As you embark on your own journey, it's essential to remember that these steps take time. Embrace the process and be patient with yourself. The love you seek is often a reflection of the love you cultivate within. So, what will you do today to start letting go of neediness? By taking small, intentional actions, you can create a life rich in love, not just from others, but from yourself as well. This journey is about celebrating who you are, and that is the most magnetic quality of all. Setting boundaries in relationships is essential for fostering respect and security, allowing love to flourish in a healthy way. Imagine a young woman named Sarah, who believed that love meant sacrificing her own needs for the sake of her partner. She would often find herself overwhelmed, feeling drained and undervalued, as she constantly put her partner's desires before her own. This pattern of behavior led to a cycle of resentment and dissatisfaction. One day, after a particularly draining week, Sarah attended a workshop on healthy relationships. The facilitator emphasized the importance of setting boundaries, explaining that boundaries are not walls, but rather guidelines that help us communicate our needs and protect our emotional well-being. This concept resonated with Sarah, igniting a spark of realization. She started to understand that by not expressing her needs, she was inadvertently pushing her partner away. As Sarah began to implement boundaries, she encountered challenges. Initially, she felt guilty for voicing her needs, fearing her partner would feel rejected. However, she soon discovered that a respectful relationship should allow both partners to express their needs openly. For instance, she set a boundary around her personal time, explaining to her partner that she needed space to recharge after a long day. To her surprise, her partner responded positively, appreciating her honesty and even sharing his own needs in return. This newfound clarity in Sarah's relationship highlighted a significant transformation. Where once there was tension and misunderstandings, there now blossomed a deeper connection grounded in mutual respect. They began to communicate more effectively, leading to a stronger bond. This transformation illustrates how setting boundaries can actually create a sense of safety and closeness in a relationship. But how do we establish these boundaries effectively? The first step is to identify what truly matters to you. Ask yourself, what are your non-negotiables? Once you clarify your needs, communicate them clearly. Use I statements to express your feelings without placing blame. For example, saying "I feel overwhelmed when plans change at the last minute" is more constructive than "you always change our plans." This approach fosters understanding rather than defensiveness. Additionally, it's crucial to remain consistent with your boundaries. Initially, your partner may test these limits out of habit or surprise. Remind them gently but firmly of your needs. Over time, this consistency will reinforce the importance of your boundaries. Sarah found that by consistently asserting her needs, her partner began to respect them without question. Setting boundaries also means being prepared for potential pushback. Not everyone will respond positively at first. However, it's essential to stand firm and communicate that boundaries are about maintaining a healthy relationship, not about rejecting the other person. This can be a delicate balance, as vulnerability requires both partners to be open yet respectful of each other's limits. As you navigate this journey of establishing boundaries, remember that it's a learning process for both you and your partner. Each conversation is an opportunity for growth. Reflect on the progress you make together and celebrate the moments of connection that arise from healthy boundaries. This leads us to the critical realization. Setting boundaries doesn't push love away. Rather, it creates a foundation for deeper intimacy. As Sarah experienced, embracing boundaries transformed her relationship from one of frustration to one of understanding. Now, imagine if you could apply this lesson in your own life. What if setting clear boundaries could bring you closer to the love you truly desire? The path to fulfilling relationships is paved with respect, communication, and the power of boundaries. By establishing these guidelines, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also invite the kind of love that is genuine and lasting. Being open and vulnerable in relationships can be a transformative experience, allowing for genuine connections to flourish. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. Many people perceive it as a weakness, fearing that showing their true selves will lead to rejection or hurt. However, the opposite is often true. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same, creating a safe space for deep emotional connections. Consider the journey of Sarah, a woman who had always struggled with vulnerability. She longed for a meaningful relationship, but found herself trapped in a cycle of superficial interactions. Sarah would often present a perfect facade, hiding her insecurities and fears. Despite her efforts, she felt lonely and disconnected. One day, after a particularly difficult breakup, she decided to take a different approach. She began to share her true self with friends, expressing her fears about love and her desire for a genuine connection. Through this process, Sarah discovered that her friends responded positively to her vulnerability. They shared their own struggles and fears, and for the first time she felt a strong bond with them. This newfound openness gave her the confidence to approach dating differently. When she met Tom, she decided to show her authentic self rather than putting up walls. During their first conversation, she shared her passion for art and her fear of failure as an artist. To her surprise, Tom opened up about his own dreams and insecurities. This exchange of vulnerability laid the groundwork for a deeper relationship. But how do we balance vulnerability with self-respect? It's essential to remember that vulnerability does not mean oversharing or revealing every detail of your life to someone you've just met. Instead, it's about being honest about your feelings and experiences in a way that invites connection without compromising your boundaries. For instance, sharing a personal story about a past struggle can create intimacy while still maintaining a sense of self-respect by choosing what to disclose. Research supports the idea that vulnerability leads to stronger relationships. A study by Brené Brown, a renowned researcher on vulnerability, found that individuals who embrace vulnerability tend to have more fulfilling relationships. They experience a greater sense of belonging and connection with others. This illustrates that being vulnerable is not only about taking risks, but also about fostering deeper connections. As you navigate this journey, you may wonder about the risks involved. Yes, vulnerability can lead to rejection, but it can also pave the way for profound relationships. When you allow yourself to be seen, you filter out those who aren't ready for the depth you seek. Authentic connections flourish when both parties are willing to be open, creating a nurturing environment for love to grow. Imagine the contrast. Before embracing vulnerability, you feel isolated and anxious in relationships, constantly second-guessing yourself. After opening up, you experience a sense of relief and liberation. You are no longer bound by fear, but are instead empowered by the connections you cultivate. This transformation can be life-changing. As we delve deeper into the concept of vulnerability, remember that it's a journey filled with ups and downs. It requires practice and patience, but the rewards are immeasurable. By embracing vulnerability, you open the door to deeper relationships, allowing love to flow more freely into your life. So, as you reflect on your own experiences, consider what steps you can take today to embrace vulnerability. What stories can you share that will foster connection? The love you desire may be waiting for you to take that brave step into openness. Attracting love is fundamentally a journey that requires patience, self-discovery, and growth. It's not merely about finding the right partner, it's about becoming the right person for yourself first. Many people embark on the quest for love with a sense of urgency, often overlooking the importance of their personal development along the way. This journey is filled with ups and downs, but each step is essential for building a lasting and meaningful connection. Imagine someone named Sarah, who desperately wanted to find love. She spent countless nights scrolling through dating apps, feeling anxious and frustrated when her efforts didn't yield results. Sarah wanted love, but her approach was rooted in desperation. It wasn't until she realized that the key to attracting love lay within her that her journey began to change. By focusing on her self-worth and understanding her own desires and needs, Sarah gradually transformed her mindset. The more she invested in herself, pursuing hobbies, nurturing friendships, and practicing self-care, the more confident she became. This newfound confidence not only changed how she viewed herself, but it also altered how others perceived her. As Sarah embraced her journey, she learned to enjoy the process of self-discovery. Each day became an opportunity to learn more about herself, her passions, and what she truly wanted in a partner. This shift did not happen overnight. It was a gradual process that required introspection and, at times, facing uncomfortable truths about her past relationships and patterns. The beauty of this journey is that it's uniquely personal for everyone. There's no single path, and every experience contributes to the person you are becoming. A crucial part of this journey is understanding that the love you seek often mirrors the love you give yourself. When you prioritize your happiness and well-being, you radiate positive energy that can attract others. Consider the story of James, who spent years feeling unworthy of love. After beginning a practice of self-reflection and setting personal goals, he discovered a sense of fulfillment that he had never experienced before. As he built his self-esteem, he naturally attracted people who appreciated him for who he was, rather than who he thought he should be. The journey to love is not always straightforward. It's filled with challenges and learning opportunities that can feel daunting. However, every setback is a chance for growth. The more you embrace these challenges, the more you cultivate resilience and strength. It's essential to remember that it's okay to take time for yourself, to focus on your own needs and desires before jumping back into the dating pool. This period of growth can lead to unexpected and beautiful outcomes. As the journey unfolds, you will find that the love you attract is often a reflection of your own journey. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable and open to new experiences, you create deeper, more genuine connections. This vulnerability, paired with healthy boundaries and self-respect, fosters relationships that are grounded in mutual understanding and respect. Ultimately, the journey of attracting love is about embracing the process rather than fixating on the destination. It's about celebrating the small victories along the way and recognizing that every step contributes to your growth. Reflect on what you've learned and how far you've come. What steps will you take today to continue this journey? Each decision you make can bring you closer to the love you truly deserve, not just from others, but from yourself first. So, embark on this journey with an open heart and a willing spirit. Love is waiting for you to discover it within yourself.